No Chill Sports is an unapologetic, high-energy sports show where opinions fly fast and facts hit hard. The views and opinions expressed on this program are solely those of the hosts and guests, and do not necessarily reflect those of any affiliated networks, sponsors, or partners. Content may include passionate debates, bold predictions, and unfiltered takes that some viewers may find intense or controversial. Listener discretion is advised. If you're looking for chill, this ain't the place.
Hey, welcome to the Rant with Pough Ant. It's your boy Pough. I got my man Ant, Petty Murphy in the building. What's good with you, my boy?
What's good, man?
I know, man. Deep bro. I know you weren't expecting that.
No, the intro threw me off for a minute.
Yeah, I had to throw the disclaimer in there. Get a little creative with it, man. But welcome to the first episode of the Rant with Pough and Ant. Where we give you some unfiltered, some uncanny takes, talk it real, and we ain't gonna have no chill. But first, man, let's jump into it. Let's get to it. Sherrone Moore, self-imposed ban. He will be missing. This is, of course, going along with those recruiting violations with not recruiting. I'm sorry, the violations due to the sign stealing scandal. Where him basically his punishment is for deleting text. It was 52 text messages between him and Connor Stallions that he deleted, and he is basically doing a self-imposed 2-game ban. But the 2 games are weeks 3 and 4. Those opponents are Central Michigan and Nebraska.
Yeah, he made sure he was going to be coaching that Oklahoma game.
Yes, said that basically he played at Oklahoma and he wanted to make sure he was there for the return. New Mexico, I get it, but and your thoughts, my question about this, picking and choosing when you're going to take your punishment.
I mean, I ain't mad at him. If you can get away with it, why not? You know, if the NCAA gonna take that as your punishment, why not pick and choose the games you want to sit out? That way you don't hurt your team, you know. So I ain't mad at Sherrone Moore for it. I do the same thing, pick and choose. I sit this game out. It reminds me of
I already know.
Yeah, you know, like certain situations where teams get a player might be suspended for 5 games or something, and then the team like he'll sit out this game, he'll play this game, he'll sit this game out. You know what I mean? So you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, man. And if they let you get away with it, it's worth trying.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's still a business. You still got to win games.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I thought it was interesting.
And I also ain't mad at the self-imposed. Like I'll go ahead and before you get the chance to decide what you want to do to me, I'll go ahead and take this.
Yeah. Completely agree. It goes along with the caveat to that, NCAA has not ruled out that they cannot come back later on and add more to it if they find or deem fit. But right as of right now, because it looks like those 52 text messages weren't necessarily violating or admitting to any kind of guilt or anything. I remember, if I remember correctly, some of the text messages were the stupid locker room jokes about, sexual innuendos between the two coaches and stuff, between him and Connor Stallion. So it didn't talk about any of the sign stealing stuff or anything like that. So it did look like he was trying to avoid that. So I think that the 2-game ban, if they don't find anything else, I think that 2-game ban is going to be all that he faces. He also won't be around football ops in those 2 weeks as well. So
you Nebraska, do you feel some type of way that he picked you? That he picked your week? Because that's a thing.
I would feel some kind of way if it was
he didn't do the first 2 weeks. He skipped to week 3 in his first conference game. And on the road at Nebraska. Like, he basically said they can handle it without me that week.
Right. What's up to everybody tuning in? Our good man Julian. What's good, Julian? Aaron said he locked in. Appreciate you, Aaron. Tyler, what's good, Tyler? Also, man, just want to say, oh, that's something else. My bad. What was I trying to find? There you go. I ain't said it in a while. Thank y'all for watching, man. You can be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. We appreciate that. Do a favor. Subscribe, like, and share. We're trying to get back to that or get closer to that 1,000. We've been sitting at like 950 something for a minute. And it's time, man. We gotta get to that 1,000, man. Y'all help us get over that hump. Tell your wives, they ain't gotta watch the show, but tell them to subscribe and stuff. And yeah, some of y'all burner accounts. I ain't gonna need to talk about burners. Anyway, moving on, man. Next thing, man, Jordan Travis is retiring after 1 year in the NFL. He never was able to recover from that gruesome injury he suffered at Florida State in 23. That injury that basically kept Florida State out of the playoffs, although they were 14 and 0. No, yeah, they were 14 and 0. Kept Florida State out of the playoffs. No, I'm sorry, they were 13 and 0. Kept them out of the playoffs. It ended his career season at Florida State. Also, ultimately ended his career. He said that although they tried rehab, tried everything, doctors, coaches, and everybody agreed that it was just best to retire at this point. Your thoughts on his career?
I think looking back at his career, he kind of is what you would envision when you think of a quarterback staying in college for 4 years. Like he started off kind of rocky, and then he just slowly seemed to get better year after year after year. And in this final year, he played pretty damn well, and it helped carry his team to an undefeated season. And so I think when we look at back in the old era, I guess you would say, of college football, where a guy stays at a school for 4 years under the same staff and develops, that's kind of what I think of. He's kind of an example of that generation of football, so to speak, where you stayed and developed and got better year after year. And then hopefully by your senior year, you can make your team a title contender. And that's pretty much what he did.
Yeah. I think that Jordan Travis had a chance. Man, what a quarterback class it would. I mean, it's already a great quarterback class that came out last year. But if you think about it, you would have had Jaden, Caleb Williams, Michael Penix, Bo Nix, and Jordan Travis. JJ McCarthy. We still haven't seen JJ yet, so it would have been just outstanding to see him get that chance to play in the NFL, to move around like he did. I remember getting spaces. A guy from Florida State came in, was like, he's going to run around on everybody, even the NFL. And I got kind of upset because I was like, dude, you making it seem like he's just unstoppable. And I understood what he was saying because we kind of do the same thing about Jaden, and kind of the same way about Joe. But it would have been interesting to see him and the impact he would have had on the Jets, where he ended up. Not saying he would have ended up there if he was,
but
healthy,
I mean, you got to think healthy. He would at least be competing for the shot at that spot. Yeah. I know they brought in Justin Fields in the offseason, but didn't they draft a quarterback? No, I don't think they did. So you would have to look at it like, he he would at least been able to compete with Fields for that starting spot. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Julian brings up a great point. It's an underdog story. Jordan started at Louisville and then transferred to Florida State and was getting ready to become a wide receiver. But Mike turned his season around and became a good college quarterback.
I forgot about that. He was about to move positions.
Yeah, that's a great one. Well, speaking of moving, Justin Tucker has been released by the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens came out and they drafted a kicker, and of course, basically have said, moved on from Justin Tucker. They said it was all football related. Right. But and I get the crazy thing about it, what makes it even, at least gives them some out. He was terrible last year.
So, in a way, they can sell it as football related. Mm-hmm. He had his worst year by far of his career. And then they draft a kicker. And you can just say, man, you had a bad year. We drafted your replacement. But everybody knows you don't have that hanging over your head after having one of the worst years of your career and expect to just, nothing's gonna happen. Everything's gonna continue going on like normal. Like when they drafted the kicker in the draft, I knew Justin Tucker was gone. When the news first broke about his allegations, I figured, man, he getting up that age.
It's only a matter of time.
It ain't looking good for him. Then they draft the kicker. Oh yeah, you gone. And so it's almost like they're just dodging the PR situation that the allegations were by saying we're gonna keep it to being football related.
Yeah. Comment of the night from our man Paul Sub said, "Guess Tucker didn't get a happy ending in Baltimore."
Not at all. We got plenty of them though, but just not this time.
Yeah. You want to take a guess what his field goal percentage was last year?
66.
73.3%.
I know.
His worst year prior to that was 82.5%. He was 33 or 40 in 2015 was his worst year. Last year he was 22 or 30. He used to be pretty much automatic. In what year is this? 2016, he was 10 or 10 from 50 plus. As a matter of fact, from 40 plus, he was 24 of 24. Yeah, it was bad. It started getting bad in 23. He was 1 of 5 from 50 plus, and then last year 6 of 11. It was on the down, on the decline, and it's just but we can say football related all we want. Somebody,
I
Cleveland.
said the same.
Cleveland
Gonna get him a guaranteed contract, bro. Highest paid kicker in the league.
Yeah. Oh man.
Him and Deshaun can go get massages together.
Speaking of that, and then we move on to another story. Somebody, and I commented from the page. Somebody posted, said that all the injuries ruined Deshaun Watson's career. And I said, no, all the massages for those injuries ruined his career.
Well, technically they didn't. He still got $256 million guaranteed or something like that.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Man, sticking with the NFL, we all know the story. We talked about this a little bit before about the prank call on Shedeur Sanders during the draft. Turned out to be the son of the DC. Yeah, it was a lot of people actually got prank call, but the Falcons were fined for this $250,000. Blake brought up the comment that is this about, are they not going to make a big deal out of the other ones? I think
they're going to have the other ones on video.
Yeah.
Like these dudes recorded themselves doing it and put it on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, and it was more to it to that.
That's what I'm saying. You can prove who did it for one, and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so
true.
Like, you know how to trace it back to an NFL franchise. Some of the other ones you don't know who did it. You know what I'm saying? And could this dude have done them all? We don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, yeah, they want to do something for the other ones, but the other ones wasn't stupid enough to record themselves and, you know what I'm saying, post it online, give the evidence to the NFL.
Yeah. It's crazy because I want to say, how do you combat this or prevent, stop? But I think Shedeur had the perfect plan.
Yeah.
He got a brand new number. Only people had was in it.
From my understanding, normally not every team has every player's number. Like if let's say you're going in the draft, it might be 15 teams with your number. You know what I'm saying? The ones who really have you high enough on the board. Saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, because teams, your agents and stuff know, like, yeah, this team not feeling me. This team's loaded at this position. They're not going to draft me. I'm not a scheme fit for this position. Whatever the case may be. And so, like, they got a good idea of the 10, 15, 20 teams that's going to draft you. So that's who legitimately probably has your number. From my understanding, Shedeur doesn't have an agent, by the way. And so his number got blasted to like every personnel for like all 32 teams. You see what I'm saying? So it's like more people had access to his number than had access to, let's say, Malachi Starks or Tyler Warren, or you know what I'm saying, or Will Campbell, whoever you want to like. Every team had Shedeur's number. Not every team had all these other guys' number. So it was more accessible to get Shedeur's number and do this than it would for some of the other people.
That's fair.
Just like for example, why would the defensive coordinator have Shedeur's number? You see what I'm saying? Like, everybody. You see what I'm saying?
And it's funny because now that you said that, it makes more sense. So yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Next, man, this story I hate hearing this. Greg Popovich is stepping down as the head coach. He will remain connected to the organization, but more in a back office role.
Yeah. A lot of people don't remember Greg Popovich was like president of the Spurs. But And then
I didn't know that.
he came down, took over the coaching job. Then they won the titles with David and Duncan. You know what I'm saying? So he going back to his original role, as he said in the press conference, and took off the little jacket, El Jefe, back. But man, it's just sad because those strokes took a lot out of Pop, man. And he's still in good spirits, trying to joke and all that kind of stuff. But
pause. I was trying to avoid it
in my head. But yeah, like he wasn't the same, bro. And he's still in good spirits and stuff, making jokes and everything. But it's just kind of sad to see the decline.
Yeah, I completely agree. I hate to see him like that. He is Nick Saban for me, if that makes sense. Because just about every team I will be pulling for, he would be the coach opposite that will prevent them from either winning the championship or going for. But with that being said, with me saying that he was Nick Saban for me, I would hate his role. I hated his role being the villain in the story of my favorite team's happiness at the time. But I truly respect the hell out of that man. He's an amazing coach. He is one of the coaches that I have said that if LeBron had him as a coach, I think the GOAT argument would be a lot different.
See that?
He is, because to be fair, if Tim Duncan was a lot more had a lot more appeal, he could have more of an argument as the GOAT.
I know this ain't where we're going, but
yeah,
if Ray Allen don't make that shot, do you know how many legacies are different? Like Tim Duncan would be 6 rings, no losses. LeBron at the time would have been 1 ring.
Yeah.
3 losses.
3 losses.
Dwayne Wade, 2 rings. You see him like that?
Yeah.
And Kawhi would have had 2 rings. You see him like he would have, man, like that Duncan resume because of that one shot, bro. Crazy. But yeah, Pop top 5 coach all time, bro. Easily. Hands down.
Yeah.
One of the greatest to ever do.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. Salute, Pop. Look forward to seeing you as you move on in your return to your old role. So but speaking of that, let's stay talking about the Pops, man. But different kind of Pops, man. What's up with all these fathers living vicariously through their sons and, in my opinion, ruining good moments? They're viral moments now, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm referring to the latest of a father, particularly in the NBA at this time, running on the court or acting a fool, and it's just kind of started an uproar. If you haven't seen it, Tyrese Halliburton's father ran onto the court after their Game 7 win over the Bucks, and got into Giannis Antetokounmpo's face with the towel. I say his whole name because I had been practicing. But anyway, got into his face with a towel that had Tyrese Halliburton's face all over it. And talk some shit to him, basically. Basically said something to the extent of my son did this to y'all or something. I don't know. But,
all right, so to his defense, a poll had came out a few days before that.
Okay.
Where NBA players had voted Tyrese Halliburton as the most overrated player in the NBA.
Okay.
And then you got people from the Bucks, like the coach and some others saying, that the series ain't over and blah blah blah. And then Halliburton goes out, closes the series out, has a hell of
I said game
I
7. What
think it
was
was
game
6.
6?
But he closed the
Yeah.
series out, had a hell of a game. And the Pop just a little excited, Don't agree with him getting on the court. Don't agree with that at all. That's player space, you know what I'm saying? But I understand you want to, wave the towel and, be proud of your son, like go ahead, do your thing. Just don't do it. Don't get in the court. Don't get on the court.
Here's my issue. When I saw him, I did not think he was Tyrese Halliburton's dad. If I'm a player and you get in my face, I think you're a fan.
No, man, you ain't finna.
I'm scared.
You ain't finna malice in the palace, that man, bro.
I might not malice in the palace, but
Giannis did kind of,
Yeah, later on, you know what I'm saying? But it was, you got that. I understand. I guess you could say sympathetic to the plight of, they've been talking about my son. He showed out. He showed up, showed out. I think I would have been more understanding and reserved if he hadn't have gotten in Giannis' face with it. If he just on the court just acting a fool, I'm so he talking to the reporters, saying y'all said about my son.
Don't get in the player's face with it. Yeah,
get in the player's face. T. Morant, Ja Morant's dad, he's been ejected a few times from some games, got into it with players, got into it with Shannon Sharp, got into it with several people. Big Pat, Newport Pat, Mahomes, getting ready to fight John Rocker in New Orleans. Yeah. He's talked major trash.
Can't forget LeVar Ball, man. He's the king.
LeVar Ball,
he done calmed down a lot though.
He has. He also has been proven right. He was right about a lot of stuff he said.
Partially.
So, I'm gonna tell you somebody else who got a lot of flack. That man got a movie and everything. Richard Williams.
Yeah. He threw it back a little bit though, but yeah.
Pause. My God, you're killing me tonight. you was killing me. Pause to that too. Goodness gracious. We're gonna have to end the show early. This man is on the road.
Trip.
All right. All right, man. Hey, we get ready to close out the show, man. We have to bring this one out. Our top 5 for this week. And the top 5 for the week, the subject is top 5 duos in college football. And by top 5 duos, this is not necessarily one specific position group. This is just top 5 duos in college football. I purposely asked, and I said, don't send me your list because one, I want to be surprised. I want to see how I actually close. And then I didn't want to be I had already made my list, but I didn't want to be influenced in any way.
You go first.
So, you want me to go first? All right, hold on. I actually messed this up a little bit. I'll stick with it. My honorable mention, my first honorable mention, T. Higgins and Justin Ross at Clemson.
Solid.
My second honorable mention, Jared Judah and Jalen Waddle at Bama.
Okay.
My third honorable mention, Juice, Jarvis Landry, and Odell Beckham Jr. at LSU. Fourth honorable mention, Reggie Bush and Lindell White. Never mind, I ain't gonna get into specifics. And finally, this one, my last honorable mention, because this one almost made my top 5. Marion Barber II and Lawrence Maroney.
Solid.
From Minnesota.
Solid. That's a good
All
one.
right. My top 5. I had to switch this up, Ant. I had to go defense. Tyrann Mathieu and Mo Claiborne. 2011 season. My number 4. Mark Ingram and Trent Richardson from Bama. My number 3. Ronnie Brown and Cadillac Williams, 2004 Auburn Tigers. My number 2, maybe a shocker to some of y'all that they ain't make my number 1. Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase at LSU 2019. And my number 1, because I just think this duo was, and we probably could have said trio, but I'm gonna say duo. Darren McFadden and Felix Jones from Arkansas, 2007. All right. And what you got?
All right. So for my honorable mentions, I got Steve Slayton and Pat White.
Ooh.
I got Tim Tebow and Percy Harvin. I got one of yours. Except a little bit different. I got I got from Clemson, I got Trevor Lawrence and Trevor Etienne.
Oh, okay.
All right. Then one of my last honorable mention, I got Patrick Peterson. I mean, not Patrick Peterson, Mo Claiborne and Tyrann Mathieu.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So that's funny.
I had them too. I would put them higher, but we ain't seeing them for that long. Number 5, I got Nick Chubb and Sony Michel.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I mean, they number 2 and number 3 all time on Georgia rushing list, and they led UGA to the national championship, and they should have won it, but the defense folded. But neither here nor there. At number 4, I got Ronnie Brown and Cadillac Williams. Both of them top 10 in Auburn rushing, and they had an undefeated season with them boys. That's number 3. Darren McFadden and Felix Jones.
That's your 3? Okay.
I mean, they both top 5 Arkansas rushing history. They had Arkansas top 5 in the country, but they ain't win nothing, man. So they can't be higher on my list. At number 2, it kind of could be a trio, but I went with these 2 for a reason. Mm-hmm. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. I took the Heisman and Biletnikoff. You know what I'm saying, for them. And my number 1, Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart. Back-to-back Heisman winners. 37-2 record.
I like it.
They both like top 3 in like scrimmage yards and passing yards in USC history. Like, that was lethal.
Yeah. Paul Sub says Tavon Austin and Stedman Bailey at West Virginia was lethal. That's fair. That's fair.
That Lawrence Maroney, though. That's solid right there. I like it.
There was, if I'm not mistaken, both of them was 1,000-yard backs.
Yeah, that was solid.
In the same season. So yeah. Man, that's it for tonight, man. That's all we got, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I like this new format. Not going too long. We talk, get some good topics and get up out of there. We can work on something else.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you live about your Lakers. We ain't got to discuss them.
Listen, I wouldn't even say it, bro.
Need somebody. Y'all need some height. Some height.
Did I not say when the trade happened, We need somebody, a big man.
Y'all should have let that Mark Williams trade go through, which I should have did. But who you got coming out the way?
Miles Turner. Oh man. It's sad that I don't. Who I want to come out? I want OKC to come out. I don't think it's gonna happen. I want OKC. I think it may end up being Minnesota. To be honest,
I was rooting for Houston, but they a year away, I think. But I think OKC can do it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll. I kind of worry about Golden State. If they got to play Golden State, it's just something about Golden State, bro. Like, they really don't lose in the playoffs, except for in the finals. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's only been like 1 year where they've been knocked out the playoffs. Every other year is they either don't make the playoffs or they in the finals. So it's kind of like it's hard to bet against them, but I really think OKC could do it though. And in the East,
I thought Boston gonna run away with it. New York just tied the game. Playing the overtime.
And I thought Cleveland was I thought it was Boston and Cleveland was like top two, heads and shoulders above everybody else. And here they go, both struggling in game one. So who knows? I still got Boston though coming out the East.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
Yeah. Oh man. Hey, I'm going to see Paul Skeens tomorrow, bro.
That's dope.
I'm going to see Paul Skeens tomorrow, and I got some dope seats.
They finna get 3 hit, 6 strikeouts, 7 strikeouts in 6 innings.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know. They up right now. Paul Skeens ain't pitching though. Big difference. But yeah, man, it's gonna be cool, man, to get to see. Because somebody was out asking me, because I was talking about them all day. They was like, "You from here?" I was like, "Nah, man, but that's my team." I was just explaining everything. But yeah, that's dope, man. But let's go ahead and roll this this music. Get ready to get up out of here. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Go ahead, like, subscribe, share. Send this to somebody to tell them to come back and watch, man.
Facts, Gary. That's facts.
That's true. Gary says Tatum does this every year. He will blow a game. Yeah. But man, like I said, we'll be back later on. Do us a favor, turn on the notification bell. Like that. We out.